Ladies, listen to me now. When a man hurts you, and he will sometimes, because nobody's perfect, you got two choices. You can either let that pain define you, or you can confuse the hell out of him by how you respond. See, men expect certain things when they mess up. They expect anger. They expect shouting, tears, doors slamming. That's what they're ready for. That's what they understand. But if you want to really throw them off, if you want to confuse a man who hurts you, here's what you do. Handle it with power, poise, and peace. When somebody hurts you, especially a man you care about, your first instinct is to react. That's human nature. We want to cry, we want to scream, we want to call him every name in the book. We want to remind him how much we gave, how much we sacrificed, how we didn't deserve what he did. But the real power is not in reacting. It's in responding. See, reacting is emotional. It's quick, it's raw, it's you letting your pain drive the car. And when pain is driving, you end up places you were never meant to be. You end up saying things you can't take back. You end up doing things that later on make you feel worse, not better. But when you respond instead of react, you take the wheel back. You don't let the situation control you. You don't let him control you. You stand up in your strength and you choose your next move carefully. You keep your dignity intact. You move like a woman who knows exactly who she is, not a woman who's about to lose herself over somebody who didn't know how to treat her. Now that man expects you to explode. He expects a flood of angry texts. He expects you to show up, to chase him, to beg for explanations, to demand closure. That's what most people do. That's what he's used to. But when you respond with calm, when you say nothing at all, when you choose peace over drama, that's when you confuse him. Because he doesn't know what to do with that. He doesn't have a playbook for a woman who doesn't lose herself when he messes up. He doesn't know how to handle silence that's filled with self-respect instead of self-pity. Truth is like that. And let me tell you something. Silence, when it comes from a place of strength, is loud. It's real loud. When you don't react the way he thought you would, it makes him sit with himself. It forces him to look at his own actions. Because you're not out there distracting him with drama. You're not making it easy for him to blame you. You're not giving him an excuse to say, see, that's why I left. Nah. Instead, he's left to sit in the discomfort of what he did without you giving him an easy out. There's a difference between being silent because you're hurting and being silent because you're healing. One is weakness, the other is wisdom. When you respond instead of react, you're choosing wisdom. You're choosing to protect your energy, to protect your future. You're choosing not to let a temporary hurt turn you into a permanent version of somebody you don't want to be. See, responding doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't have the right to be angry. You do. You absolutely do. But it means you take your emotions to a safe place. You don't hand them over to the person who already hurt you. You don't give them more power over your heart. You don't give them more opportunities to misunderstand you, mistreat you, or minimize what you're feeling. You take that anger and you put it somewhere useful. You take that sadness and you turn it into fuel. You start focusing on yourself, not on proving anything to him, but on pouring back into you. You stop asking why he did what he did, and you start asking what you need to do to heal, to grow, to elevate. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful response to hurt is growth. It's becoming so much stronger, so much wiser, so much happier that the hurt becomes irrelevant. That's how you win. That's how you confuse a man who thought he broke you. And don't get me wrong, it's hard. It's real hard. It's easier to react. It's easier to let your emotions take over. It feels good for a moment to say that thing, to send that message, to get it off your chest, but it's only temporary relief, and the cost is too high. Because every time you react out of pain, you give the person who hurt you another piece of you. Every time you explode, you shrink your own power. Every time you go chasing after someone who walked away, you tell yourself, deep down, that you are not enough. And that's a lie. You are enough. You have always been enough. So when you get hurt, when you feel that sting in your chest, when the tears are burning behind your eyes and your hands are itching to type out that message, just stop, breathe, remind yourself, I choose to respond, not react. I choose peace over chaos. I choose dignity over drama. I choose my future over this moment. I choose me. But let me tell you, when you make that choice, when you carry yourself like a woman who knows her worth even while she's healing, the whole world takes notice. People treat you differently. Opportunities find you. Peace becomes your new normal. And that man who thought he could break you, he won't even recognize the woman you become. When somebody hurts you, the first thing your pride wants to do is show them you're doing better without them. You want them to see you winning. You want them to know they missed out. That's normal. It's human. But let me tell you something powerful. Real growth, real strength, real leveling up doesn't need an audience. The best kind of success is the kind they hear about, not the kind you throw in their face. When you level up quietly, you confuse everybody who thought you were supposed to fall apart. You leave them wondering how you went from broken to blessed without ever making an announcement. See, when you're loud about your moves, it can start looking like you're trying to prove something. It can look like you're trying to get someone's attention, and that right there gives them power they no longer deserve. Every time you post a look at me now moment for the wrong reasons, you're handing back some of that freedom you fought for. You're letting them know they still have space in your mind. You're telling them without saying a word that their opinion still matters. And that's not leveling up. That's acting at a pace. But when you move in silence, when you work on yourself in private, when you build your life with no need for validation or revenge, that's when you really win. That's when you step into a whole new kind of strength that nobody can take from you. You wake up every morning focused on you, not on proving anything to him, not on trying to get a reaction, but simply because you owe yourself the life you dreamed about. You start pouring all that energy you used to waste on worrying about him into building a life so beautiful, so fulfilling, that his name doesn't even cross your mind anymore. When you level up quietly, you're not waiting for him to notice. You're not checking his page. You're not wondering if he's thinking about you. You're not leaving little hints for him to see how good you're doing. No, you're too busy living, too busy healing, too busy winning to care who's watching. And that kind of energy, that kind of peace, it's magnetic. It's undeniable. It draws new blessings, new opportunities, new love into your life without you even trying. The truth is, people always find out. They always hear about it sooner or later. That man who hurt you, he'll hear whispers about how you've changed. He'll scroll past a photo one day and realize he don't even recognize the woman you became. He'll hear about the way you walk different now, the way you glow, the way you laugh from a place that's pure and whole, not broken and needing. And it'll hit him not because you forced it, not because you rubbed it in his face, but because growth speaks louder than any words ever could. And don't just level up on the outside either. Don't just change your hair, get a new outfit, post a few pretty pictures and call it healing. No, real leveling up starts deep inside. It's quiet nights choosing yourself. It's hard mornings getting up and handling your business when your heart still hurts. It's therapy sessions, prayers, journaling, gym sessions, new habits, better friends. It's learning to love yourself so much that nobody ever gets a chance to treat you like less again. It's not a show, it's a lifestyle. It's not about revenge, it's about rebirth. When you take that hurt and you turn it into hustle. When you take that disappointment and turn it into discipline. When you stop performing and start transforming, baby, you become unstoppable. You walk different because you're not carrying the same weight anymore. You smile different because it's real, not forced. You attract different because you've become different. The people who once doubted you, hurt you, overlooked you, they don't know how to handle the new you. They'll wonder how you did it without them. They'll wonder why you don't seem bothered, why you don't reach out, why you don't care anymore. And the truth is, you outgrew that old version of yourself. The version that needed their attention, their approval, their validation. You're not there anymore. You leveled up, and you did it in silence, without needing a round of applause, without needing a standing ovation, without needing them to even notice. Because the real win isn't them seeing you glow. The real win is you realizing you don't care if they do or not. You are no longer fueled by their opinions. You are fueled by your purpose, your peace, and your power. That's what leveling up quietly does for you. It puts the focus back where it belongs, on you, on your journey, on your future. You don't need to make noise to be noticed. You don't need to broadcast your blessings. Blessings have a way of speaking for themselves. Growth has a way of showing up in every room you walk into. Healing has a sound, a vibe, an energy that people can feel even if you never say a word. So let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them hear about it when the time is right. And until then, you just keep building, you just keep shining, you just keep moving forward. You owe it to yourself to live a life so full, so rich, so beautiful that you don't have time to look back at who hurt you. Your eyes are locked on your future. And it's so bright, so blessed, so abundant that anything behind you fades into nothing but a lesson learned. One of the biggest mistakes people make after getting hurt is tying their worth to how someone treated them. They start believing that the way he acted is some kind of reflection on who they are. If he lied, they wonder if they weren't enough. If he left, they think maybe they weren't lovable. If he chose someone else, they start questioning their beauty, their value, their whole identity. But let me tell you something you need to tattoo on your soul. Your worth is not up for negotiation. Your worth does not decrease because someone else couldn't see it. Your value doesn't shrink because someone mishandled you. See, people are going to treat you based on where they are, not always based on who you are. Sometimes a man will hurt you because he's broken, not because you're broken. Sometimes he'll walk away because he's afraid of real love, not because you didn't give enough of it. Sometimes he'll cheat because he's chasing validation, not because you weren't worthy of loyalty. And if you don't understand that, you'll carry his mistakes like they're your scars. You'll start looking in the mirror and seeing his failure instead of your beauty. That's why you have to detach your worth from his behavior. You have to separate who you are from what he did. Because if you don't, you'll keep shrinking to fit into somebody else's small perception of you. You'll keep trying to prove yourself to people who were never qualified to judge your value in the first place. You'll keep fighting battles that were never yours to fight. Listen to me. The way someone mishandles a treasure says more about their hands than it does about the treasure itself. You can hand someone a diamond, and if they don't know its value, they might throw it away. That doesn't make it any less of a diamond. That doesn't take away its brilliance, its rarity, its beauty. It just means they didn't have the eyes to appreciate it. And it's the same with you. You are still precious, even if somebody treated you like you were ordinary. You are still valuable, even if somebody acted like you were disposable. Their inability to love you properly is not a receipt that proves you were unworthy. It's a receipt that proves they were unready. So when a man hurts you, don't internalize it. Don't carry it around like it's your fault. Don't replay every conversation wondering what you could have done differently. Don't beg your mind for answers that would never have made sense anyway. Some things are broken inside people that you couldn't fix if you tried. Some people are fighting battles you can't see. Some people are so lost that even good love confuses them. Even loyalty scares them. Even kindness feels too heavy for them to hold. It's not about you. It's about where they are on their journey. And when you realize that, when you truly understand that someone's failure to love you right doesn't reduce your worth by even a fraction, you take your power back. You stop chasing closure. You stop needing apologies to move forward. You stop waiting for someone to wake up and realize what they lost. You realize that their realization, their regret, their recognition of your value, none of it is necessary for you to live your best life. You were enough before they came along. You were enough while they were there, and you are still enough after they're gone. That truth doesn't bend based on who stayed or who left. It doesn't change based on who chose you and who didn't. Your worth is permanent. It's rooted deep. It's unshakable once you decide to believe in it for yourself. And believing in your own worth, that's not arrogance, that's survival. That's healing, that's strength. Because when you know who you are, you stop allowing anyone else to define you. When you know your value, you stop settling for treatment that falls short. You stop explaining your worth to people who can't see it. You stop auditioning for places you already belong. You stop shrinking to fit into spaces that were never big enough for your dreams, your spirit, your light. Somebody's inability to love you properly doesn't mean you need to change. It doesn't mean you need to dim your light, tone down your magic, or quiet your voice. It means you need to be even more of who you are. It means you need to lean into your power even harder. It means you need to lift your chin, square your shoulders, and walk forward knowing that the right people will meet you where you are, not try to drag you down to where they are. The right people, the ones who see you, value you, love you, they won't need convincing. They won't make you question yourself every day. They won't leave you guessing whether you're enough. They'll show up, not because you beg, not because you proved, not because you performed, but because they recognize your worth without you having to explain it. So stop tying your identity to who hurt you. Stop letting someone's poor behavior rewrite your story. Your story was beautiful before the betrayal. It's still beautiful now. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not less. You are more. You are not the pain they caused. You are the healing you create. And the moment you detach your worth from their actions, the moment you refuse to carry their mistakes like they're your mirror, you set yourself free. You give yourself permission to rise. You make space for the kind of life, the kind of love, the kind of future you were always meant to have. When somebody hurts you, there's a temptation to dim your own light, to pull back, to hide, to stop smiling like you used to stop laughing the way you once did. It's almost like you feel guilty for still wanting to be happy, like the pain demands that you stay small, stay quiet, stay in the dark. But let me tell you something right now. Shine anyway. Hurt or not, shine anyway. Tears in your eyes, anger in your chest. Shine anyway, because your light is not for them. Your light was never about them. It's who you are. It's the gift God put in you long before that man ever came into your life. And nobody, listen to me,